tail and transfers it to. It's an important thing, important facet of survival, the swishing of tails, and I think a lot of people are under the misunderstanding or interpretation that it is swatting flies. There's a lot more to swishing a tail than that. It is a very important form of non-verbal communication. It's a very important signal to other members of the herd when you're especially an animal that is grazing, that while your head is in the grass feeding, as long as everybody's tails are swishing, you can be sure that it's pretty safe to just carry on feeding. Oh, yes, that's it exactly, Becky. Oh, she's getting really edgy about. Maybe she's pregnant. She doesn't want. Oh, look, those ears going back. Anybody knows horses? Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that.
It's a bit far.
No, it's fine.
It's okay, maybe our viewers saw it. That was quite incredible body language. See, the tail had nothing to do with that part of body language. That's an interesting stripe on the rump there. It's got this big oval egg-shaped patch. She's going to come across, unfortunately, into the sun. But maybe we'll still see her as she goes through. No. She's got a stripe that has a big spot in it. Very distinctive feature for a zebra. No other zebra I've ever seen is like that. So she might be the alpha mare. So since she's moved on, look, the rest of the herd is now moving. Stallion is third in line. He's normally at the back, but here in this case, Stallion is third. Fourth, actually. Very stripy mare. She's got very, very dark shadow stripe, almost black shadow stripe. That one there. Look at those. And then there's a foal, and then another sub-adult, and then a foal. So there's three youngsters that are going to cross the road any minute just in front of them. So as they go across Lanzan Road, we'll be able to see them one by one. Oh, elephant, yeah, look at this. So, hello children, look at her spot. Look at that spot on her rump, very special. So that's mare number 1 and her foal. Mare number 2 and her foal, mare number 3 and her foal. There's a very stripy mare. Where'd Stallion go? He's there. Oh, there, that's him there. Finally, he's at the back, waiting for the whole family. And there, he's going to bring up the rear. That was a nice zebra crossing. There's another zebra crossing happening in front of us with that same mare with her. She's obviously the lead mare, the alpha mare of this group, the oldest girl. They seem to all go where she wants to go. So that's alpha mare, and then her foal. Very light, look at that, very, very light foal, stripes far apart. Next mare, very striped, her shadow stripes almost pitch black, and then she's very pregnant. And then her foal, which is a young female that's probably about a 3-4-year-old by now. And then there are these two little ones. This little one must belong to one of the other mares. Oh, there's that little one. That's a few months older. And then here's the oldest, which is probably a little colt maybe, hanging out at the back with the stallion. Well, I can't see his colt parts, his bullets. Colt 45. Push that youngster, Mr. Stallion. Push him. It, her. Touch up. Almost no shadow stripes. Oh, wait. That's a mare in a foal. Where'd the stallion go? It's not even the stallion at the back now. Must have moved through. I want to see. There's a nice fresh branch on a not. Well, it is, but it might not be from heavy. Being dragged from the side there might be it. Where did you say it was, Becky? Down there? We've just been on there lately. Okay, so that's Nazar, this one that we just crossed. Or maybe Central.
Just on the other side of the line. We can't go left of that junction.
Baba was damaged, just taking it. Get past, probably zebra pass. Take through the bush. The bushes. Squeak, what's squeaking now? Shorty Dam, up north of the lodge, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Shorty's up there. I think they've got elephant up at Shorty Dam, north of Royal Miller, but it might be different ones. They were the ones that might have been in Southern Cross. Woodpecker. That was a nice zebra interlude. Nice to see a different herd, and hoping they'll be there by the time we get there. Young giraffe, he's only a few years old. Okay, we're going to continue our journey today. Bye, young man. That's right. Thanks, Raisa, in Finland. It was that movie that we was referring to earlier. It was Aeroplane with Liam Neeson. No? Leslie Nielsen, sorry. Leslie Nielsen. Yeah. Surely you can't be serious. He said, I am serious, but stop calling me Shirley. I remember that now. It's hilarious. Thanks, Raisa. Crocodile's not here today. She's warmer in the water, no doubt. Or what's that on the other side there? Crocodile-shaped rock. Just happens to be a rock shaped like a crocodile in a dam where there is a crocodile.
Okay. playmate.
Pardon?
Her playmate.
Her playmate. It's a pretend friend. Her pet rock. Hiding in the bushes now. There were 6 of them. I'm only seeing 3. So we have seen some lone wolves that might have split from them recently. Sadly disappearing. Family of red wolves, reds with helmet stripes. Through the road. There's the very same family in that tree. They're just going to be tiny little dots probably, but there's 6 reds with helmet stripes there. 1 flying, 2, 4, 5, 6. RETZ or RETZ. Animal that does get insulted is a big buffalo. Morning, Clancy. Nice to hear from you. Hi, Clancy. Hey, look at that tulip. That's that big boy from... Maybe it's not as big. Maybe it's another one. Hi, They're saying that the coyote is also called a jackal, or referred to as American jackal. I think that's what it was. Sorry, I was interrupted by a giant buffalo bull. Oh, relax, old man. Get your horns in the knot. Look, Becky, buffalo track. Surprise, surprise. Oh, but they're going the other way. Look at this light. Can you sit? It's unbelievable. I love it. Normally only summer we see this kind of sky, this light, and freshness. But it is going to make tonight cold because it's damp now. So there's going to be a wind chill factor involved. Soon know if they bump into a leopard in the bush over there, we'll find one near their sleeping tree. I think she might be down that one. she's not going to want to be found by a troop of baboons. She'll try and avoid them. Not only likely to spoil her hunting possibilities, but they're likely to gang up on her actually. Very big troop. They're coming mostly from camp, and that's a deserted camp. At the back of the troop where the road disappears, that's where our driveway is, where my Land Rover's parked. So they're practically coming from camp. On their way back to their sleeping trees, the big albedas. Anna trees. Oh. One had a bit of fun with the Daker crossing the road. See some youngsters playing in the distance, but I know that if we went anywhere close to them, we would change their behavior. They've already started cutting through the bush earlier than they were when we first got here. So, those little ones will play. Big game for them. And the Daker. Daker's actually having fun with the baboon. By the looks of things. The troop just keeps on coming. I didn't count. Did you count, Becky? Yeah, there's still more coming out the back. There's a Daker running around. Given half the chance that big male would grab that Daker and rip it to pieces some time of the year. Which is the remarkable thing, that the Daker doesn't really see them as a predator, but given the chance it probably would be killed by them. He's got a monkey orange. That's the trooper baboon. Oh, and there's a nyala replacing him. He's the bull I walk into every day. We might get them drinking as well as they pad. But I first wanted to see if there are any tracks down this track. Any tracks down the track? Were down this road. Any signs down this driveway? Oh, wait, oh, sorry, I forget. The sun is setting and it's very pretty. We nearly forgot. There are no tracks down here anymore. I wonder if we can start going up there. Yes, maybe. Like it might be obscure this sunset. We'll get to Billy coming through that little gap. Where am I going to go? This side. Billy the wildebeest. And our zebras are here too. Just at the gate. Mom patiently waiting for Billy to catch up. So I stand behind a tree, child. There's a lot of traffic on that road. And Billy's daddy, proud daddy at the back there. Yeah. Another mare. Hello, James. Quite correct, actually, James, saying that those big male baboon do strike a note of fear. And are we in danger? We could be, theoretically. Those males could But they are very, very shy of the vehicles here, James. So not likely to happen here. In the Kruger National Park, it would be a completely different matter. We would be in a bit of trouble because the baboons climb all over the vehicles in Kruger because people have fed them from cars. So they associate cars with food, as they do in a few other tourist spots where tourists drive themselves. You can't control what tourists do, whether they local or international tourists. It's irrelevant. The fact is that they feed baboons, and baboons get into cars, and they get very, very bold. In fact, they can be downright frightening because they know that we as humans, they know that we are so easily intimidated by them. But here, there's a status quo that exists. That they pretty much fear us. It doesn't mean they don't take chances, which they do, most certainly. They're constantly taking chances. If they can raid the kitchen or one of our rooms, they will, and they do. Oh, those baboons at Juma were a nightmare. But that's also because, well, let's not go there. They were habituated. They learned how to lift glass sliding doors off the rails to get into our kitchen. Good night, wildebeesties. Wildebeesties. Hello guys, you know us already by now. You need to ask about that zebra. Pardon? Yeah, but also if you look at the throat, you can see that it looks like she must have had a snare there once. You can see how it's the scar. You look at that. Looks like she was wearing a collar too tight. But I think that might have been a snare once. An old lady, that zebra. And our stallion. Hello, Mr. Z. Good night, zebra and wildebeest. Be safe tonight. There are no cats in your vicinity. And look after that little one from the leopard. Very nice of you, Mr. Stallion. Lift your tail and... What was that, Monty Python? I fought in your general direction.